Here it is, the Kia Stinger, a car that really has no competition. It's a very highly styled car from a mainline brand. On style, features, design, horsepower, road dynamics, it kind of competes with premium cars, but at a price many Canadians can get their head around. We're here in Los Angeles to drive the all-new Kia Stinger.
It really is an opportunity for us to showcase the best that we have to offer. This is a halo vehicle. It's a game changer really for us in the Canadian market. It's a product that will showcase incredible styling from Peter Schreier, but the engineering on this car, which is Albert Bierman, they've created a perfect balance, I think, of design and performance that consumers will truly enjoy, and showcases that we can compete at every level and every stage of the Canadian marketplace.
So the big question, what really is luxury? You look at this car, the styling on the outside, similar to Audi's A5 Sportback. Now, the great thing about today is we've been able to get in and out of a bunch of different luxury products. And when you get into this, it's just as good, if not better in some ways. A lot of standard features, heated and vented front seats, heated steering wheel, all standard equipment. You want heated back seats, you just need to upgrade to the limited trim. Head units range from 7 to 8 inches with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Beautiful finish on here. The switchgear, the way everything's put together is absolutely first rate. It's a large vehicle as well. It's bigger than the A5 Sportback and just slightly smaller than Audi's A7. So you can easily fit adults in the back seat, and you have that great hatchback design to load cargo in and out. So Kia is very clear about this car. It's not a flat-out performance car. It's what's called a GT, a Gran Turismo, a car that is a balance of performance, ultimately luxury on the inside, and they're hoping brand appeal as well. With this car, they're hoping to have people look at Kia differently. And I think that this car is really going to go a long way to help with the perception, because in Canada, Kia has been a value brand. Now they're bringing out a car like this, and I'm going to run through all the things it has. It really is quite amazing. First of all, twin-turbo V6, 3.3 liters, 365 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. Check that box. So power isn't an issue. Then you've got standard all-wheel drive. Check. But not just all-wheel drive, it's what's called a rear bias all-wheel drive. So when you're driving aggressively on a dry mountain road like this, and you have it in the sport mode, most of the power is going to the rear wheels, like a classic true performance car. Up to 50% can be split to the front and back, depending on the different situations. It's configurable, but that's nice to know that you can get 100% of the torque to the rear wheels for things like carving through the canyons like I am right now. On top of that, the wheels are wider at the back than they are at the front to help with that rear bias. And on top of that, it's got a dynamic chassis, meaning you can come in here and dial up the stiffness of the suspension. And on that, that's where this car shows its GT-ness, if that's a word. It isn't a true sports car. It isn't very firmly sprung. In fact, I find it quite softly sprung. Even in the stiffest setting, the suspension isn't that firm. So their goal was to have a GT, a Gran Turismo car, and a sexy-looking shape. Well, I think they accomplished that. So a lot of boxes have been ticked by Kia. And the biggest one is the price.
I think it's a car that we can say, if you're looking at some of those aspirational brands, this is a car you should check out, because the value, the features, everything about this car will compete with competitors that are in higher segments. Right now we're launching our GT and our GT Limited. The GT is going to come in at $44,195, and the GT Limited is going to come in at $49,995. So sub $50,000 for this car, I think, is an exceptional value proposition for consumers.
This Kia Stinger is in a bit of a no man's land, really. It has no direct competitors. It's a mainline brand, yet it looks and is styled like many premium products, especially Audi. On the inside, it's got all the refinement you could expect from a luxury brand. It's got plenty of horsepower and amazing dynamics. So where does that leave this car? Well, it leaves it all on its own for people who maybe want to aspire to own a Stinger, or for those that can afford those more expensive cars to get a bargain. It's up to you. Either way, it's a good-looking car.
Zach, I find it incredibly interesting that one of the most talked about vehicles in the last few months has been a Kia. The Kia Stinger, in fact. And I don't know, I haven't driven it yet. You have. Who's going to buy this car?
Well, I think mission accomplished. The fact that everybody that follows the auto industry is talking about this car has done so much for the brand, period. So mission accomplished on Kia's part. Now, the other thing is, I think it's those sort of entry-level premium brands like Infiniti and Acura. I think those are the brands that really have to worry. The established luxury brands, Mercedes and BMW, they're fine, but it's those entry-level premium brands. They're going to have some competition from this car.